Hello everyone, this is Marv De Leon of Freelance Blend. It's a Friday today, Friday afternoon. I recently announced that I will be on Facebook Live again to answer your questions about freelancing. So, hello everyone. I hope that you join me, especially if you have questions about the life of a freelancer, how to become one if you're not yet a freelancer, if you're still an employee, like I was when I was in the corporate world for many years, 18 years in fact, and how and now that I am a freelancer, I would like to share the love of freelancing, and I hope I'm able to answer your questions. Please feel free to type in your comments and I will answer your questions. I would also be answering some questions that were sent to me by my followers through email, and I will be answering them here live. So I hope you join us and also participate and share with us your views on freelancing. Um, so we'll just wait for a few minutes, 4 or 5 minutes, for people to join, because I mentioned that um, this Facebook Live is supposed to start at 4 p.m. It's about 3:55 p.m. Before we start with the program, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Marv De Leon. I'm the founder of Freelance Blend. I'm a podcaster, a writer, a blogger. Freelance Blend is a Facebook page here in Facebook. So if you're here, I assume you saw the notification in Facebook. Freelance Blend is also a blog. It's at freelanceblend.com, where I write articles and also post summaries of my interviews from the Freelance Blend podcast, which is another channel of Freelance Blend, where I think I got really successful, because not everyone is podcasting. That's why podcasting has really helped spread the word about Freelance Blend. And so from the Freelance Blend podcast, I've interviewed many freelancers and entrepreneurs, and so we're about to have our 100th episode. So we've been running the podcast for almost or more than 2 years, and it's really been a blast the past few years. And I've met a lot of people through the podcast, and they've shared a lot also on the podcast, and I hope they also inspired and helped freelancers and entrepreneurs um, become successful through their experience. And if you'd like to listen to the podcast, it's on iTunes. Just go to freelanceblend.com/iTunes. If you don't have an iOS device, just go to freelanceblend.com/Stitcher. You have to download first the Stitcher app, or also the TuneIn app, so that if you have an Android device, you'll be able to listen to the podcast. So again, that's freelanceblend.com. Okay, so it's almost 4 o'clock, and I'd like to begin this Ask Marv episode. So Ask Marv, I usually answer some of the questions I receive via email, and also via my blog, the comment section, and also the contact us section. So I try to compile the questions and answer them through now the Facebook Live, and also before through the podcast. But this Facebook Live will also be available on the podcast soon. If you have an iPad, it's a podcast. Okay, just kidding. Okay, so the question that we got, I won't mention the name. She or he also didn't reveal his or her name. I just have an email address. Basically, the question is, this person is a beginner in the freelancing space, and she wants to know, um, I don't know where to start. So I have a survey question. What's the biggest question that you have about, or the struggle you have about freelancing? And she doesn't know where to start. Uh, I don't know yet if I can be a freelancer because uh, hindi niya nga talaga alam how she can become a freelancer. And also, there is a lot of information online. It can sometimes be overwhelming. Uh, so, basically, a newbie question. And I know that maybe some of the listeners here are freelancers and they already know how to answer this question because they they have experienced this themselves. But I also realize that are also still plenty and plenty of people who don't know anything about freelancing and how they can start. And that's hopefully yung mga viewers natin today, I'll be able to answer that question and help them establish a freelancing career or start a freelancing career in the next few days, and maybe even tonight or today after this Facebook live session. Okay, so after reading that question, I was able to come up with 7 steps on how you can start a freelancing career today, meaning just the small steps muna. Of course, you can start today, but most likely you won't get a client immediately, and freelancing is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Definitely, it will take you weeks, days, months, maybe even years to get your first client. That's why it's important, like what I did, is that while I was working, I started on my freelancing career. And especially sa mga nakikinig natin ngayon, if you are already still working, then it's good that you do it on the side at first. Don't quit your job yet. I'm not saying that you should quit your job now and go to freelancing. But that's really yung path na dinaanan ko when even before I resigned from my job. I really prepared financially, emotionally, physically, even before I took the leap into freelancing and left my corporate job, which was a high-paying job. Nakakamiss, but I am almost a year na ako freelancer, and I think I really made a great decision. Financially, I'm not yet there in terms of comparing it with my previous job, but in terms of spiritually, emotionally, physically, it's really nothing compares to freelancing. That's why hopefully somebody who's watching today will be able to help become a freelancer and hopefully start that career and maybe leave that corporate job if yung corporate job that he or she has, you don't enjoy it anymore like I did. So step number 1 on how to start your freelancing career today. Number 1 is, first, you have to take stock of your skills. Run down a list of your skills and strengths, what you love doing, and if you list down the things that you love doing, maybe graphic design, drawing, writing, write everything down that you love doing, your strength. Also, even if you don't love doing it, kahit yung strength nyo na you somehow like doing, but parang pwede yung gawing backup skill instead in case na wala kayong makitang freelance job for your main strengths, your main skills. So for example, if your backup skills is maybe basketball or swimming or piano, then basta lagay nyo lahat ng skills na kaya nyo gawin, and then from that list, note down naman or check which ones people are willing to pay you for. So let's say you notice na maraming lumalapit sa inyo na, oh Marv, pagawa naman itong Excel spreadsheet kasi hindi ko talaga alam, parang gulong-gulo ako sa Excel, hindi ako magaling sa Excel. So ikaw mahilig ka sa Excel, and yung numbers sa'yo is very easy to play around, yung mga Excel terms like ano ba tawag doon, yung mga pivot table, etc., kaya nyo gawin yun. And then, so, baka hindi nyo nang nare-realize that people will pay for a skill like that. So, write down everything. So, spend a day, an hour, 2 hours, just writing down your skills. Don't edit yourself, just write it down. Kahit if you think it's stupid, just write it down. So, that's number 1, take account of your skills. Take stock of your skills. Number 2, so you've identified those skills, and then I've identified the skills that people are willing to pay for. Now, is make a list naman of potential clients whom you can work for free. So, for example, balik tayo sa Excel, magaling kayo mag-Excel, list down the clients who you think will need help when it comes to doing reports for their business, maybe a startup na 2 employees pa lang, so wala pang gumagawa ng reports sila. Take account of those people you think that potential clients, even current clients in your job. List down the names of those persons, and then try to email them, call them, and offer your services for free. Especially if you're a freelancer na wala ka pang previous experience, and of course mahirap makahanap ng other clients if wala ka pang experience. Now that's the time when you build your experience from if you work for free especially, or work for maybe mababang rate first, just to build your skill and your portfolio of clients. So that's number 2. You can find them in Facebook, in LinkedIn, message them there, and then tell them what you would like erase. Just tell them what you like to offer to them, and then gain experience from that. It's very easy now. In fact, you can also barter your services. So, for example, for existing, I have freelancers that that work for me. So we barter our services. For example, at the start, for the editor of this podcast, so mapapakinggan mo to. So when we started, of course ako rin, when I started, I didn't have enough funds to pay for an editor because I used to edit my podcasts. But we talked about an X-deal na discounted yung rate in exchange for me as the client promoting her service. So, pwedeng ganun babaan mo ng service, but in exchange you get something in return, maybe more exposure. So, that's an agreement. Ako naman, as the as the freelancer, meron akong accountant to help me with my BIR registration, etc., etc. Ang naging agreement naman namin is that this accountant will give me his retainer service for free. In exchange, ako naman, I will help him with his website. So, old school na barter. So, before wala pang pera, people exchange services. So, it still works even today. So, you can do that first. Barter your service and maybe get exposure in return if you're a freelancer. Okay, inom lang muna ako sandali. Medyo mainit today. Meron ba tayong mga viewers inside the Philippines, within the Philippines, outside the Philippines? Just message me. where you're watching from. Say hi. Hello to all of you. Thank you for joining me this Friday. So that's number 1 and number 2. So, wait, inom muna ako. Okay. Number 3. So, as I mentioned earlier, marami tayong mga freelancers ngayon na who of course know about these services, but I think marami pa rin hindi nakakaalam na mga website na babanggitin ko for freelancers. So, it's really very easy to open an account. It's free. So, there's upwork.com, there's onlinejobs.ph, there's racket.ph, a local startup, there's freelancer.ph. So, open an account. So, you have your skills, you have an experience. Another next thing for you to do is open an account in these platforms. So para kang nangingisda, you have many nets. So where you can get clients even while you're sleeping. So pwede kang i-contact if you have an account there. So just start a profile in one or two or everywhere, so that parang you're just waiting for clients to come to you. And yun yung mga websites. Again, Upwork, onlinejobs.ph, racket.ph, yung racket, raket.ph, number 4, freelancer.ph. So, marami pa yan. These are the 4 major, and I had success with onlinejobs.ph. So, many people naman have success with Upwork, with Racket, and Freelancer. So, it's up to you depending on your skills. Basta, important thing is you just start and open a profile there, and of course make it an attractive profile. Look at the successful freelancers, how they project themselves, and just in a way copy them, and of course tweak it to whatever your skills and strengths are, and of course yung mga testimonials from your clients. So number 3, so you rely on other networks. Number 4 is to create your own network, which is having your own channel, which is a blog, or your home base, which will be your home base, I mean. So create a website. Napakadaling mag-create ng website. There's WordPress, there's many free website builders, Wix, Weebly. Just create your online profile. There's also pala about.me. So, create your online profile there. Put yung mga skills nyo, strengths. Put a very nice image of yourself. Very nice and professional image of yourself. High resolution, definitely. And be everywhere. So, nandun ka na you have a website, tapos nga yung networks na nabanggit natin kanina, freelance networks. Be everywhere and put social proof. So, ano ba yung social proof? Ano yung testimonial? Or if, for example, because of your freelancing work, you got featured in media, let's say TV, in a newspaper, or also maybe naging speaker ka at an event, get those pictures and post it on your website. That's social proof. That says that you are somebody who is credible, and people will trust credible people. And of course, it follows that you can get very good clients if they foresee you as somebody who's credible. So create your own channel, create your home base, which is your own website. And kung hindi kayo makaisip ng brand name, just start with your name. Very simple. marvdeleon.com, etc., etc. So use your name, kasi that's already your personal brand, and you will build on your personal brand while you're still working. Okay, that's number 4. Number 5, so we have 7 as I mentioned. Number 5, create naman a second channel. So you have your home base, your website. Create a second channel. So what's a second channel? It can be a podcast, it can be a YouTube video, and it could be a social media account. LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, also Facebook Live. There's also live streaming apps like Periscope, there's Snapchat, there's Blab. Choose 1 or 2 social network, or also another channel like a podcast, like what I did, and which helped me to become successful. use that. So, kasi having a home base, having a blog is not enough these days. Napakadaming blogs out there, and it will be hard for you to stand out. So, you have to have a second channel. Very important yon, number 5. I can't stress that enough. Kasi some just stay with blogging. They don't use other platforms. Number 6, don't stop. Just continue doing yung steps 1 to 5 until you get your first paying client. So, that's the most exciting feeling in the world, is getting your first paying client out of something that you like doing, out of something that is your skill, out of your brand. Kasi you get paid, not if you're an employee, you get paid by your employer. It's because it's your job, it's not your brand. The company belongs to another person. Now, if you're a freelancer, you are the company, and if somebody pays you kahit your first dollar, I tell you, it's really very exciting. And just so for you, you have to chase your first dollar, your first paying client. So dapat you progress after you work for free, as I mentioned in number 2, work for free maybe for a few weeks or months, then build that network, build that body of work, and then you can start charging unti-unti until you charge a premium price. So, but it starts with your first paying client, because number 1, if you get somebody a paying client, then it means na you're doing something right, and what you just need to do is to repeat that. So that's the last step. Rinse and repeat what works. Stop doing what doesn't work. Very important. So in this freelancing space, marami kayong susubukan, and you may get overwhelmed. But again, the good thing is that if somebody pays you for something, then if somebody hands you their money, inabot sa inyo, so it means that you gave value to someone, and you just need to find more clients like that. So you just rinse and repeat, keep doing that, what you did, what made you successful. And if on the other hand, if something na doesn't work, doesn't make you successful, then it's okay, stop doing it. Learn from that mistake. Learn, re-engineer, bakit ba hindi nag-work yun? So yun, that's number 7. Rinse and repeat what works. Stop doing those that do not work. So those are the 7 steps. In case you have questions, feel free to comment on the comment box below. So before we answer any of your questions, if you have, I'll run down again the 7 steps on how to start a freelancing career today. Number 1, take stock of your skills. Number 2, make a list of your potential clients who you can work for free. Number 3, go to the freelance networks or marketplaces like Upwork, Online Jobs, Racket.ph, and Freelancer.ph. Number 4, create your home base, your blog or website. Number 5, your secondary, create your secondary channel, which is YouTube, podcast, and social media accounts. Number 6, don't stop until you get your first paying client, until you get your first dollar. Number 7, rinse and repeat what works. Stop doing those that don't work. Okay? I hope you learned something today, this Friday, this very hot and humid Friday. I hope you learned something. I hope that you take action, you take bold action today. Follow the 7 steps that I mentioned. And I'll be posting this as a podcast at freelanceblend.com/iTunes in the next week, coming week. So watch out for this recording of this audio. Or you can come back to this Facebook page to watch the video of this Facebook Live. And last but not the least, I'd like to invite everyone. We have a personal branding workshop. So we talked about how to become a freelancer. And one of those is yung isa sa mga steps natin, di ba, yung creating your home base. And that's, in a way, is also part of the personal branding package that you have. So, it's a 2-day event, May 7 and May 14, Saturdays at Union Bank Plaza in Ortigas. So, we hope you join us. You can still register by until tomorrow. We are still on our early bird rate of 2,000 pesos per session. So it's 2 days. So it's 4,000 pesos until Saturday. So Sunday, the price will go up to 2,500 per session or 5,000 pesos. You can join. So people are asking, can they join just one of the sessions? Yes, definitely. You can just pay for one session, either session 1 or session 2. Session 1 is more about the how to establish your about how to discover your personal brand. We talked about skills and strengths, so we'll dive deep into that. And day 2 will be more of the how to, the practical aspect. So you can join either. So to register, please go to freelanceblend.com/personalbranding3, because it's already a third run. We have very successful the first 2 runs. We have people who took the course and succeeded in building their own personal brand, like Mike Grogan, who's a podcaster also and an author who's launching his book. He attributes it to the personal branding workshop. And Mike Grogan will also be our guest on May 14 at the personal branding workshop. So again, the price will go up on Sunday, this coming Sunday. So please register, and you have until Saturday to enjoy the early bird rate. So please go to freelanceblend.com/personalbranding3. Again, that's freelanceblend.com/personalbranding3. Okay, so that's it for this Friday. Tinatawag na ako ng aso ko at ng mga anak ko for us to play. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it, and I hope you still watch our upcoming Facebook Live episodes. And take care, please. I hope you enjoy your weekend. Peace. Bye-bye.